What's up guys, it's Mike with Shallow Reefing, come back at you with another video, and today I have a problem. I feel like I always have problems, but this is a problem that I think I can solve. So my Dragon Soul favia, which I've had since about 2015, is looking like garbage right now. You can see it's definitely going through a bleaching event, just like that other coral that I had that I can't remember. So that coral started bleaching and eventually just kicked the can. And this one was still looking good. Now, whenever you have a coral that's not doing well, you want to think about all the different factors that could be impacting it. So I want to make sure that nothing is stinging this coral, and as you can see, nothing is around it on this side that could possibly sting, and no mushrooms. If you're on another rock, you swing it over this way, you know, the bleaching's kind of gone up here. The zoanthids could be impacting it, but you can see here, it's bleached, and over here it's totally fine. Now I looked at water chemistry and my parameters, and I think that part C in the last video that you saw might have something to do with it, because I hadn't been dosing part C and it could be a culmination of factors. But there's one thing I know I need to do. I know that if things keep progressing like this, that this coral is done for. And I am not about to give up on this coral because I love it. So what we're gonna do today is I'm gonna set up a hospital tank for this coral and set it up and have it running, because I just can't lose this coral. It's one of my favorites. So after I had cleaned this room up and everything, the coral quarantine tank is gonna go over here for a hospital tank, and have to get that out of the attic and get everything set up again. So let's get started. Begin time lapse. Here in the back of this compartment, kind of like jumpstart the cycle, because I had some leftover sand that's been sitting there for over a year at the bottom of the tank. So we'll hope that does something with, you know, allowing the beneficial bacteria to populate, and we'll get this thing running. I'm gonna try to save those zoas, but it's gonna be, I don't know, they might get destroyed when I cut them off. I just want to make sure that nothing is in this tank except for the coral. So I have removed all the zoanthids from the base of the coral, and you can see it's just sliming all up in the water column. A little bit too much for my liking, but you know, filter floss, and I'm going to be putting some Chemi Pure Blue in the back, and hopefully that Chemi Pure Blue will kind of pull out any of that nastiness from the zoanthids being cut up, and hopefully this will cycle out. So I'm going to come back in about 2 days, and then we will see how this looks. All right, so it's now 2 days later, and I'm gonna start feeding the coral and giving it all the nutrition that it needs. It's in a fresh mixed Fritz saltwater, and we will see how this goes. So I will show you what I'm gonna be doing with it. So I'm gonna do 1 drop of Min S every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, because that's all you really need. This is super dense and nutrient rich. I hope this is gonna help. So 1 drop of this, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'm gonna do 1 scoop of coral dust. I know it's for Rickordia and zoanthids and Goniopora, but I like how it's got the fine particles, plus I already have it on hand. And I'm going to soak it in food energizer, and then I'm going to target feed it directly onto the coral, probably Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, the same time as I do this Min S. That way I'll do Min S first, and then spread this along there. And hopefully you'll see a nice feeding response, and the coral will, you know, take up all the nutrients. And maybe if this is too much for the coral, I might do half a scoop of this. Lastly, I'm going to do Restore. Now Restore, I'm going to use this little pipette. I'm going to put 1 milliliter into a separate container, pipette it out, and put it directly onto the coral. And I'm going to do that every single day, just 1 milliliter, because it's 5 milliliters per 50 gallons, and there's only 10 gallons in there. So we're going to be doing that. And of course, I'm always going to be checking my alkalinity and calcium levels just to see where they're at. But hopefully all this is going to work out, because if all that doesn't work out, then that coral is definitely toast. All right, guys, so that is how I set up my coral hospital tank. Now, I'm going to come back in about a month in a different video and let you guys know how it all worked out. So hopefully this is going to work out and you guys can set up a coral hospital tank for yourself. Now you always have to figure out what is causing the coral to be distressed, and right now I think it's something in the water parameters. I think I have maybe an ionically imbalanced tank, maybe something's gotten too high in the tank, maybe there's a culmination of, you know, nutrients or elements that are out of whack, and hopefully this will solve it, because if you pump it full of all those good hearty foods, hopefully it can take in some of those foods. If you like what you see here and you want to see more, click the subscribe button, give me a like, give me a comment below, and let me know how you like this coral hospital tank. And as always, I'll see you later.